morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Coffee with the Pastors.
Cheers. I got football on the mind, apparently. It is draft week.
There you go.
There you go.
I got love on the mind.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we figured our Coffee with the Pastors this morning could kind of bridge off of what we were talking about yesterday. And we were naming the real feeling of the post-Easter, what do we have to kind of look forward to and kind of use as an anchor in our time.
Yeah, so we've been thinking about milestones. Typically, right now, we'd be looking forward to annual conference and maybe a summer vacation, something like that. And right now, it's kind of don't know if those things will happen. So what are we looking forward to? What's the hope?
So we got the imagery in our mind of reading a book, and maybe it's partly because I've started my work for my DMin, my first class in my DMin program. So I'm reading a lot of books. And there's a certain satisfaction that comes from completing a book when although I'm reading them all on Kindle, so there's not really like that flip over of the...
That is a satisfying thing, though.
Yeah.
Getting to that page, yeah.
And it's like,
the soaking in it there for a second.
The nice thing about Kindle, though, is when you're finished reading, it like checks it off. It's like, you did it. So, those kind of anchors that we try to get to are kind of like the book. Are you offering your binky to everybody? That's very nice of you. Yeah, it's like, it's because I clapped. Those anchors that you're looking forward to are kind of like that closing of the book. But since we don't have those things that we can connect with that are those anchors, there might be smaller things that we can connect to that are kind of checking off as completion rather than thinking about destination. And those might be our chapters.
So we're thinking, okay, well, what are the shorter chapters along the way in this really big book that we're currently trying to work our way through? What are the little chapters along the way that give us a sense of movement in the grander scheme of things? I mean, oftentimes it's Sundays for us, right? Our kind of, we turn the page. There's something that's not quite working the same about a Sunday anymore. Partly because I think the community's not coming together and we're not doing that together. There's certainly an element to the satisfaction of the chapter ending being, here we all are together, right? Tie up some loose ends, right? Together as a group. So we're trying to figure out that, and I don't know that I have many answers as far as what the chapter endings might be. Certainly right now, got our eyes set on maybe Pentecost.
Even just practically, though, we're doing things like planting. Where we planted some vegetables in the garden, and we've been working in the beds around the house, and there's certainly a sense of accomplishment that comes with that, but it's also future-oriented in that we're planting for something that will come. There's still a destination to those chapters.
However many days to the first Brussels sprout, right?
Yeah.
It's fewer days to the first bit of spinach.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you're pondering with us today what those chapters are, feel free to comment. I'm pointing down because
you put your comments
down there. What are some of the chapters that you're seeing that can kind of help us mark time and recognize that, of course, a main character in these chapters is God, and that God is moving us through the story. So have a happy Tuesday. Enjoy your coffee or tea, and we'll see you soon.
Before we go...
Because we forgot to do the joke. Here we go. A lady visited... Oh, I should say that this was submitted by the Strong family as well.
They're rock stars.
They're rock stars with the jokes. A lady visited a church one Sunday. The sermon seemed to go on forever, and many in the congregation fell asleep. After the service, to be social, she walked up to a very sleepy-looking gentleman, extended her hand in greeting, and said, "Hello, I'm Gladys Dunn."
And the gentleman replied, "You're not the only one, ma'am. I'm glad it's done too."
Ah, ha, 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 ha. All right.
Bye.
Now, bye.